But nobody, Japanese people, nobody is thinking about that to sharing ideas, thought, and culture.
Right, and there's also not a culture of doing that. Like there is not people do not naturally come to the forefront and express their opinion because they usually look for approval of their opinion and validation with other people before they can exchange anything. So if you want to be a thought leader, that means that you need to be ahead of the curve and you need to express your opinion and try to find followers for that idea.
Why? Do you know why?
Because you don't want to be isolated.
Actually, isolated.
Right? But no. I'm talking about the individuals who have ideas, who are the ones who are going to lead Japan into the global society. That is a position that is not easy to take because it's very easy for people like that to become isolated.
But they don't. They don't.
If you're going to express your opinion without any validation from the people around you, people might agree with you, but still they don't feel co-owner of the idea, and therefore they will not support you.
Even if top-level politicians, they don't think about isolated, and they don't think about cause problem for isolation. G7 and Abe speak out something, but they don't care about that.
Right.
Abe going to speak to Italy president, Abe going to speak to Macron, speak to Theresa May. Just only quote the call, only never speak out his opinion. No debate, no discussion. So what's happened? This is they believe, I don't want to take dinner with him. Right? This is true. This is problem. But Kimoto or Takahashi joined our school for 4 years. They does know that what is globalization, what is the importance of communication with overseas people, and they can do that. But usually they don't know how to do that. Why they need to do that? I don't know the best way to doing that. Like this, I try to this video chop it out and to advertising what is globalization, but nobody understand. This is we should do that. They don't understand. And I told you 2 eyes. The other eye is they are reluctant to doing anything at all. Why I'm going to be globalized? You know,
Right.
I'm relaxing. I'm I'm very tired.
Yeah, we work very hard to make a living, and it's Sunday, and
exactly like my wife. Oh my God, just I want to stay in my home. I don't want to do nothing at all. I'm whole day tired. What else I should do that something else. I don't want to think about. This is mine. The other mind.
Right.
But this is maybe something I'm wrong. I try to do something to recognize Japanese people to get more exciting to focus on outside Japan. Not all of those, okay? But how are we going to do this? But actually, so far, I try to make an effort, any type of doing that, but I can make success.
Well, I tried to sell software that resolves a problem that nobody really felt it was a big problem. They all said it was a real problem, but actually they didn't feel it was a big problem.
So what happened?
Nothing, basically.
You mean nothing solved? Nothing solved?
Yeah.
Why nothing solved?
Because it wasn't really, they didn't really feel it was a problem. Just like Japan is not globalizing, maybe a lot of people say we need to globalize and everybody needs to speak English. とか、でもまあめんどくさいな。
That's
right. So they
no need.
They say it's necessary, but
No need.
Yeah, but they also feel like their second personality thinks,
No need.
it's okay.
Mm.
So you should be very careful when people say things about, oh yeah, we should do this, we all should put our weight behind this, because actually what people say and what they really think is usually two totally different things.
It's difficult to give them some sort of urgent issues, recognition of globalization. It's very difficult to give them some sort of sense.
Well, I mean, look at where money is being made at the moment, right? Like Facebook and not Google to a lesser extent, but a lot of things, a lot of money, and is being made in the movie industry, the video game industry. All these things are aimed at satisfying the lazy person. That's where we spend our money. And where we spend our money, that's obviously where our primary interest lies. So it's an uphill battle to try to appeal to the person who is trying to improve himself, try to change himself to become a better person. People really don't actually, honestly, when it comes to spending money, when it comes to making these decisions, they don't really care enough to make compromises to the person who's looking for indulgence in pleasure.
Not all of those.
Not all of those, but a lot.
Yeah,
I think
agree with you.
if we just look at the way that money is
Yeah.
spent, if we look at the economy, I think that we
I
will
agree with
find we spend most of our money satisfying our lazy selves.
But many people still they are eager to doing something for globalization, but I cannot find out. Right? I don't know how to find out.
Well, I think in reality, people work to get money, and they are not satisfied with their job, so they need a lot of compensation. So they spend money on movies and all these other things. Then basically they start to question themselves: what kind of life is this? I work, and then I need to spend the money that I make to satisfy to basically soothe myself. So they're starting to look for meaning. That is, they put on. So if you look at the priority, number one priority is making money. Number two priority is basically getting enough relaxation to compensate for the fact that you do work that you do not really want to do. Then number three is look for meaning. But if you look at that, I think that it's also actually in level of priority. Number one is basically sustain yourself. Number two is satisfy yourself. Number three is finding some meaning. It's a residual post. So definitely exists, but if you have to compare the priority, I would say it's priority number three. Not one, not two, but only three.
So what are you going to do?
Yell very hard. Wake up! Wake up! No, you have to be realistic. So basically what you need to do is really appeal very hard to the pathos.
What is pathos?
Pathos. By creating an emotion, stirring an emotion in people that changes that hierarchy. Because once you trigger the emotion in people, they're willing to forgo. Why do
Give
people
them motivation?
Right, so why do people donate money to whatever cause there is? Like I saw an advertisement for the people in Yemen. Why do they do that? Because but people do it. Why? Because they feel shocked when they see these images, and they feel like, oh, it's not a rational decision. They do that.
You said Yemen?
It's yeah.
What do you want to say?
Yemen, there's a terrible humanitarian crisis in Yemen.
I know that.
Right. So thanks to the very fine leaders of Saudi Arabia, but so that humanitarian people give money because they UNHCR is appealing to their emotions. That's when people stop being rational human beings, say, well, I'm not going to give you money. But they feel like, this is really terrible. I really want to do something good. I want to feel, and I feel this is the right cause. So by giving that money, they feel better. They feel better, like the level 3 is more in balance with level 2. So if you want to change people and care about globalization, I think you really need to.
I don't understand. What's the
a
example
lot.
of Yemen? What do you want to say?
I want to say, why do people give money to Yemen?
Oh.
The reason why they do, it's not rational. It's not the contents of the argument. It's only because of pathos, because of the emotional side of people. So what are we going to do? We need to focus on the pathos, on the emotion.
Wait a minute. Nobody give any money to Yemen.
That's